Hey, howdy, hello. Today we're talking about COHEED and Cambria's Vaxis to A Window of the Waking Mind. I have all 6 pressings, excluding the one revolver one that's basically the same orange pink swirl. Same thing. Welcome to another video, Shootout. I love doing these Shootout videos. Oh, Vaxis. Hunting these down was fun. Every COHEED and Cambria fan I ran into to get these was awesome. I thank you for being here. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the controversy surrounding it. Let's talk about how I even wrap these. Let's talk about all of the differences between the sound quality, the pressing. Let's give you some information in case you wanted to get one of these before they get, XO retail prices on Discogs and elsewhere. To be honest with you, after listening through all these, I don't know if 6 of them deserve 6 places on my shelf. You'll now recognize this ridiculously thick bulge of double LPs sitting on my shelf now. But now, after hearing them all, I definitely am going to keep more than one because there are elements in each of these pressings that are valid, and it's just further proof that, there's no perfect definitive pressing of the OGs or possibly future remasters. However, it is gorgeous. It is worth your money. I did pay $360+ Spent 2 hours cleaning it. I spent many hours listening to them up, down, backwards, forwards, jumping to songs, but not jumping to conclusions without hearing it for myself. That's why I have 6 pressings. That's why I want to thank you for spending the time to research and find out which one you want or would be the best or worth the most, worthy of this space on your shelf. Let's get into it. Oh my God. So all these records have a really low noise floor, especially for color variants. Careful. There's a really good amount of rock, folk, and orchestra balance and dynamics from all of the pressings. What's awesome too is the fuzz guitars and the fuzzed out effects. Fuzz toward the end of each of the sides really helps soften the vinyl sibilance that you get. The top is the most difficult to distinguish on any budget vinyl setup. The bass will blow you away. I could hear the bass from other rooms. It was just filling up the space. There's definitely enough bass to go around on any single one of these. So I'm going to go through these in order of most expensive to cheapest, hardest to get to least hardest to find, which means I have to start about the revolver one. It's not even worth talking about. It was just a doubly upcharged orange pink swirl I'm going to talk about later. It literally just has a photograph. It literally has a hand numbered thing or a numbered thing. I don't care. It's the same as the orange swirl, so the revolver can make a couple bucks. Can't blame them. It's a great album. Let's talk about the tour one. This one goes upwards of 100 for sure, but if you can find it for about 100 to 140, that's your sweet spot, in my opinion. Is it worth it? Maybe. This one is by far the most unique out of all of them too. It's the Flames and Splatter. It is one of the best sounding ones too, unfortunately for the price. It's like they spent a little extra care and attention to it. It's got the clearer top. It's got thick mids, it's got the defined bass, strong balance, strong dynamics. A and B, you have the intro and a couple song endings with light background level pops. That's it. Song transitions are almost silent. On C and D, a little background level service noise that's quickly drowned out, occasional pops. D had some intro, strong crackle, and then it was gone completely by the middle of D, which is the loudest section of the album. Look at that. I do think a lot of attention went into making this a little bit clear and then a little bit just like lit on fire. It really does sound that way too. It's got a cool hype too. It's that limited tour exclusive. You had to get this on the tour. Thankfully, the person who bought this on the tour this year in 2022 did not want it and was able to sell to me for a reasonable price. And I'm actually super happy with it. I probably will end up keeping it just because it's so good. And it was like when I did the first listen through, it was one of the ones that just jumped out to me the most immediately. as the best one in comparison to the other ones, A being them side by side. As I listened to it further, I noticed the other elements, the positive things the other variants had to offer. And this version is by no means the definitive one. It's the same as every single other jacket. It's the same as every single other one's songs. I have a hunch that it was pressed somewhere better, but I can't back that up at all. And it's just a slight. It just seems like this one was just done right. Or maybe it was a hot stamper. Who knows? Who cares? Because there's other good ones. Let's talk about the baby blue. Baby blue's awesome. It is sick. It might actually look better than the tour variant. I'm not a fan of Swirl. I love Splatter traditionally over Swirl. That's just me. That's just my opinion. But when I saw this, I've seen this type of swirl before, and it's hard to get it right. I feel like they nailed it. It's not like mushy, and I've seen others versions of these. It's got a nice balance. Swirl to color choice, smoothness to randomness. It was exclusive to FYE. I tried to get this one retail, completely sold out within like 2 minutes or something ridiculous. I don't remember. I literally saw it too late, which is crazy because on the others, like the store drop, I saw it immediately and got it. Was able to get it within actually seconds. I missed this one. I have it now. It sounds awesome. It's clear, even with the slight dish warp on the AB. I'm talking very slight. It's super playable, no problems. It's the winner of least sibilant. It's got a clear top, it's got thick mids, it's got defined bass, it's got strong balance, strong dynamics. So on the A side, there was a little bit of light constant surface noise, like a little bit in the intro, and then it was pretty much drowned out in A. On B, there's some light background level repeating clicks, which is probably the biggest weakness of this. A lot of people are still saying this is probably the best. I wouldn't go so far as to say that, especially since those low-level clicks and even that low-level constant light, again, surface noise. On C, we're talking almost silent, which is awesome because the intro's kind of chill, the first couple songs, and it kicks. It's gorgeous. D, you got some light background level clicks. It disappears by the start of the loud part. But I'm telling you, like, when I say it's the least sibilant, when I say the dynamics are all there, I mean, this is going to be one people go to, reference for the OG Vaxis too. This is just going to be the one. Hypes are all looking mostly the same, which is cool. I always keep the hypes if I can in the shrink. That baby blue, aqua blue swirl, limited to 1,000, and it's really hard to go wrong with this one. It's under 100, which is nice, but it's upwards of 80, I think, is what I paid for this one. Okay. This is the one we're going to talk about with the controversy. This was exclusive to the Webstore. It's the Marmalade Glow. It was orange and blue swirl. It's just like the baby blue, except orange and blue instead of baby blue or aqua blue. This one is super clean. Clean top, even with the very slight dish warp, just like the baby blue. It's not unpleasantly sibilant. I would say it's balanced at the very, very slight expense of dynamics. Is it that noticeable against AB of the baby blue or the tour? Slight, but you almost have to AB it to notice that the dynamics are being just gently touched. On A, that light constant surface noise in the intro drowned out just like the other ones. Then on B, it's almost silent. It's very, very light constant surface noise, if at all. No clicks, pops. Same thing with C and D. Almost silent on both of these. And I would say they're the winner of the strongest C and the strongest D, even over the tour and the baby blue. This one, it was limited to 4,000. I can tell you this one will be easier to find too. This one's about as easy to find as the baby blue. And it matches the artwork excellently. Sound quality that you're getting on this is a great choice for a great variant. The exact same trifold situation going on. Nothing different in any one of the jackets. which is good. That's a nice standard of excellence. Hopefully they continue that with the other pressings. You know, on the Webstore exclusive one, some people had some issues with C, which is crazy. It just goes to show you there's always going to be some variation with the pressings, but not like this one. This one almost has exclusively bad reviews, which was funny because mine's not that bad. Now, when I say not that bad, okay, it's translucent orange. It's supposed to have pink. It's very hard to see the pink. This one almost doesn't have any pink. There's like one splotch. I'm cool with that. I actually saw the orange and pink and almost didn't get it just because I thought it would look ugly. I even have a theory that they made this. They wanted to make this as orange because there is no hype sticker. They shipped it in just the regular shrink and straight up messed up and accidentally added pink. You know, it's flat. Both discs had a very slight off center. It's weird because it didn't affect it, like it didn't sway. It didn't pan side to side. With off center records, you're going to have problems long term with damage if it keeps going back and forth because it's just rocking your cartridge and needle back and forth. Not across every single moment, which is good. But this one it's weak. It's got a clear top. It's got thick mids. It's got defined bass. It's got strong balance. It's got strong dynamics even sometimes. In the intro track, you know, there's some clicks, and mine even had a playable skip. It just skipped right over. You know, maybe it was because it was off center. I didn't see anyone else really talking about it. But I'm telling you, after that, it is almost silent, just like the other ones. Very light, constant surface noise, if at all. It almost shocked me how silent it was. B, same thing, almost silent. Very light, constant surface noise. Another quote unquote orange pink swirl. Ain't no pink anywhere to be found. It's straight up orange. So the first half of C was kind of rough. It had medium clicks the first half. It even had sporadic light pops the second half. Not super pleasant. Probably the weakest C side of any of these. D had some medium surface noise. And not great, because you can definitely hear it in the parts where it drops out for a second, gets softer for a second, and the ending. But dare I say, you just take what you get with this one. Brooklyn Vegan, limited to 1,000. Not a whole lot of TLC given to it. Pressed by Sunpress. Has anyone ever heard of Sunpress? I don't know what the heck Sunpress is. We need to get to Sea Blue. Sea Blue was the first actual physical copy I spun. I bought this at my local record shop. It's weird because I was expecting there to be like one indie type store exclusive. No, there was this one and the Electric Blue, both at the same local record shop. Super dark looking. It's slightly off center. It's really unnoticeable except during side C. You can kind of see it sway. You can't hear it. At least I couldn't. Got a clear top. Very slight MP3-like sibilance is the only way I can really describe it. It's got the thick mids though. It's got that deep defined bass. And it's got medium balance between the instrumentation and the vocals and all the other things going on. And good and strong dynamics. It looks awesome. It is the darkest OG. It's got that deep dark sea blue. I just love that. I just love that shade of blue. Probably heard this album like 5 times, and you know how like you start to hear the new stuff starts appearing. Well, the new stuff that I thought would be clicks and pops and surface noise, this was almost silent. In fact, these last two are pretty much the most silent, least surface noise, least issues. It's literally just like you know, that balance that I'm talking about, that little bit of sibilance that gets annoying sometimes. But this is the cheapest one. It is the winner of the most budget friendly. Take this home, put it on your shelf. You still have budget to hop on COHEEDandCambria.store.org biz, COHEEDandCambria.gov, and buy their coffee. Buy that Candelaria mask. Indie exclusive transparent sea blue vinyl. Looks awesome. the electric blue. I left this one for last because it's probably the most available, at least right now, of the OGs. It literally sounds electric shocked, like it was hit with a defibrillator. You know what I'm saying? It's got that sibilance. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Sometimes it's got loud dynamics. Sometimes it has the unpleasant moment or two or three or four. But this is almost silent without clicks and pops after wet clean. You know, some of the other ones you might be able to get with a wet clean multiple times and get more out of it. I hit them all once. Thanks for sticking around, because I'm going to show you what I did to clean them and how I store them. It's the winner of the most, I would say, verified reviews. You know what you're going to get with this. People pretty much can tell you, and it's pretty consistent. Very slightly off center, at least mine is unnoticeable. 3/4 of the way through, you get that inner groove distortion that thankfully gets a little bit drowned out by the fuzzed out dynamics. The effects, the instrumentation, the mastering. All that already fuzzed out stuff, processing, helps with the inner groove distortion. Is this acceptable? Yes. It's super silent. Every single side. It goes so good with the cover, even though its color is slightly lighter than the cover. When I saw these in the COHEED and Cambria Vaxis 2 live stream, I knew I had to have one to try it out, just because I love that. And you know, it's worthy of a spot on somebody's shelf. It's great to spin. It's just a cool experience in comparison to the digital. It's not worthless, and it's going to hold its value just like the other thousands and thousands of COHEED and Cambria albums that are all going for significantly above retail, because this investment is going to get you above retail just like every other COHEED and Cambria vinyl. There it is. We did it together. But we're not done. I got a couple things I need to tell you about. It is mixed amongst critics and amongst fans and amongst people who had never heard of COHEED but gave it a spin. I saw some people reviewed it the absolute worst COHEED and Cambria album of all time. A lot of people. Oh my God! Give me! What happened with Warner Brothers? Is it just that they fell from grace, or have they always been this crappy? You know, one of the theories I saw when I tried to post a thread to discuss what happened with Warner, one theory was companies do this. They take the seed money, that front investment, and bounce out and just fulfill the ones they can. AKA fraud. Figure out what happened to the canceled pre-orders. Where are our pre-orders? Physically went live. Why did mine get canceled in front of the queue of many others? But the hundreds, it was almost in the hundreds of people. You know, my pre-order was canceled after emailing support multiple times. Them telling me it's confirmed, it'll ship when it's available. You know, it wasn't the agent's fault. You know, Warner or whoever is in charge of, you know, the decision to cancel the orders, particularly whatever board, whatever of people deciding to cancel those pre-orders, knowingly or unknowingly about the fulfillment status of each one, you know. It put the agent, you know, the support person in a weak position. It couldn't even help me. They offered me, you know, store credit or my money back. Obviously, I took my money back because they need the money to actually get it. I think there are 4 things. It's a simple fix, you know, fulfill the orders that you have. But I think it's 4 things. I do think it's the order queuing. I do think people should have priority in, you know, 2022, the arrangement of the orders. It seems like, you know, me knowing that I placed it within seconds and having that pay ready to go should have never gotten canceled. The second thing is communication with the pressing plants or whoever is in charge about when it's actually going to hit the warehouse to actually ship. That's all you have to do. Just know when it's coming in. I think you need to fix the reserves too. You know, Vinyl Me Please does it. Plenty of other places do it. You take some, you hold them back, you press enough to to where you have some left over in case things like this happen or you don't get the number you have, you know, assuming no fraud is involved here, and you're able to fulfill your orders that you have and some. Even if you see 99.9% of 1,000 are going to be right, you need one extra just so you can make it right with somebody who got it completely warped or beat up or destroyed. Or, you know, you can rush it to the finish line and cancel hundreds of orders and then put a restock back online. That's what people don't understand. This ties into the fourth thing. It's the bottom line impact. That's what the companies are going to start seeing, like they keep doing this seed money type thing. You're going to see people go, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to hold off. It's not even that great of an album, like a lot of people said. I disagree. But people are going to start doing that, and all the tens of thousands of orders start dwindling down to the single thousands or the hundreds, and that's when you start seeing the impact. And especially when you slap them in the face. Cancel their orders and put them back on your web store up for sale again. You know, I didn't even know that happened. And when I saw that, I felt like it was better to just, you know, post in our defense thread just so that we could all at least experience and process and figure out a proposal or solution or something together. As collectors and as someone who's getting just someone, you know, who's trying to get an official copy of this from the official COHEED and CAMBRIA that should, you know, officially support COHEED and CAMBRIA, not Brooklyn Vegan or FYE or some of these other, you know, massive music giants, media giants, corporations. But we know how this works too. I mean, COHEED's only getting a sliver slice, if anything, of the vinyl. Yeah, I'm sorry to have to go through all that with you. It's just important because it dictates the value of the item. It dictates, you know, whether or not you or I we're even going to keep it on our shelf. Like somebody's saying, like the huge part of the problem is, yes, the demand has gone up and we can't meet demand with supply. But at the same time, when you take away supply and you don't communicate and you don't do those things we proposed, your demand's going to go down. So hopefully companies wake up and start to see what's going to happen. Someone else said, I don't have a solution, but it happened. Same thing happened to them. It canceled, said they had none in stock. You know, after months and months and months waiting, we're talking vinyl pressing queues that are, you know, upwards of 8 to 10 months now, pretty much across the board. And, you know, you can buy the Vaxis 2 CD box set. They had plenty of those in stock and all have the vinyl. So I do understand there's more demand for the vinyl because it's obviously a better, in my opinion, experience than a digital copy. CDs are amazing and they have their own charms and merits. But obviously the vinyl experience, the ritual, the process, the storage, the collectability, it is an item that begs a superior price tag for a good reason. You know, sometimes we do have to stand up for ourselves and hope that enough pressure will force them to make it right, because they're obviously not going to do it on their own. I believe in you and I, though. That's why I want to talk about jacket tips. Has a couple little foldy panels, a trifold. You know, the records are falling out. Printed enders are garbage for, you know, keeping your vinyl clean. It even folds inside, which makes it ridiculously hard to hold in a video and explain what the heck I'm talking about. Have no fear. Vinyl storage solutions, outer crystal clear, outer dual pocket, and multi-purpose outer sleeves are here. Dude, I wish I was sponsored by these guys, because I have put every single one of my records in these things. These are a combination of the Japanese ones. They have 12-inch, they have 10-inch, they have 7-inch. They're all crystal clear. They're all made in America and Canada. It's the best option if you're in America or Canada. It's not that difficult to get them on, but it's a little tricky. You need to line them up on a flat, big open table, sticky layer, and the part that extends over a layer. Yeah, that's how it works. You get 2 multifunctionals and 1 dual pocket for the back and to hold all the goodies. The thing folds flat and it goes neatly back on the shelf and you're done. You can buy them in bulk and save. He even does free shipping on orders over like $60. Texturally, for a second, I want to praise them because as opposed to the Japanese ones that are really crispy and loud, they're silent. Versus the Japanese ones. Wow. Come here. That's really it, guys. What an album. Rock album of the year? It's a lot of variants. I love a lot of variants. All the power to all those people who press every color imaginable for every album in existence. Thank you for doing it right, COHEED and Cambria, or whoever pressed this. You did good. For you, I love you, and you keep on grooving your way, okay? We'll see you. Let's do it. Vaxis. Vaxis. Oh, Vaxis.